Commencing virtuous mission now.
I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
Metal Gear Solid 3, the pinnacle of stealth games. However, I haven't played this game for a number of years. Does it still hold up? I don't even know where to begin. Well, I guess we should start with that all-important plot. You play as Jack, codenamed Naked Snake, a CIA operative under the unit Fox, who was sent into Cold War-era Russia to rescue a nuclear-armed specialist named Sokolov. Sokolov had been captured by the KGB and held hostage. However, upon your arrival, Sokolov informs you that the real enemy is not the KGB, but rather the GRU and their ruthless leader, Volgin. However, as you're leaving, you encounter one of Volgin's top soldiers, Major Ocelot, who is Afterwards, you unexpectedly meet up with your old mentor, the boss, who promptly reveals that she is defecting to Russia. She then throws you under the bus, or rather off a bridge. How does Snake take this? Not very well, obviously. So, Colonel Volgin still has Sokolov, in addition to a miniature nuke launcher, and Shagohod, a nuclear cannon. After only 1 week in the ICU, Snake is sent back to the same area with 3 missions. Recover Sokolov, destroy Shagohod, and kill the boss. After one last encounter with the boss, Snake takes off to find Adam. However, upon arrival, he meets up rather with a woman named Eva, who's come in Adam's place. However, she still proves useful as she gives you directions of where you need to go. But you once again encounter Ocelot, who you now set off to find the lab that Eva mentioned. But once again, there's a roadblock in the way, and at this point you should be able to figure out what happens. But after our boss fight, you're forced off the edge into a cave system by bees? I really don't get this one, and I guess it just shows how goofy the Metal Gear Solid series can get at times. After navigating the cave system, we come across another boss, the Pain, whose boss fight can essentially be summed up by this. And finally, he's dead. Woo! I hate bees. But this is as far as I'm going to take the story. Metal Gear Solid is a very story-heavy franchise, and you really need to play the games yourself to experience the story, and I don't want to spoil it too much for you. But now, let's get to that great gameplay. Okay, before that, I guess there's one more thing we should take care of. At its core, Metal Gear Solid 3 is a stealth game, which means a lot of sneaking around and hiding. A main component of this is the camouflage system. The camouflage system allows you to wear different face paints and uniforms to better blend in with your surroundings. This system sometimes makes the need for stealth non-existent, and honestly can make the game kind of easy at points. Quite honestly, at times, you're better off just running through and trying to avoid things. However, this isn't how Metal Gear should be played. You'll have a much funner time if you try to be stealthy through the game. In addition to the camouflage system, there are other survival mechanics implemented into the game, such as a stamina bar right underneath your health bar. Stamina can affect things like how steady your aim is, or how well your wounds heal. So leeches are very annoying, as they gradually drain your stamina. However, this does bring up another point. Metal Gear Solid 3 can be a noob trap to new players or just players like me who haven't played the game in a very long time. I appreciate that the game doesn't hold your hand, but a little direction would be nice every now and then. Anyways, back to the survival mechanics. You can restore your stamina by collecting local flora and fauna, which can be eaten. In addition to the camouflage system and the stamina bar, you can perform surgery on yourself to ensure that your wounds will heal back faster and more completely. Not only that, but it does feel pretty immersive. I can't say how, it just strangely does feel immersive. Speaking of immersive gameplay elements, occasionally during cutscenes, you'll be allowed to press the R1 button and have your point of view be shown through Snake's eyes. This can be great because, what was I talking about again? In terms of shooting mechanics, I guess the game is just okay. Honestly, this is where the game falters a little bit. You're able to go into first-person mode to more effectively take out enemies. Honestly, this can feel kinda clunky at times. And when you're not in first-person mode, you'll just randomly shoot the enemies. And honestly, at times, this feels clunky. In addition to guns and explosives, you can use the CQC system, or the Close Quarter Combat system. This allows you to have some sort of means of defending yourself when up close and personal with enemies. Is this the best combat system in the world? Hell no. But it is usable and it is serviceable, and I think it gets the job done. But of course, stealth is the main focus of Metal Gear Solid, so this seems less of a glaring issue and more of just a slight nitpick. While there's not a lot of variety in the gameplay provided, there is tons of depth, and I really think once you get to learn the mechanics of the game, it becomes an ever more enjoyable and fun experience. Honestly, if you were to ask me which of these things, the gameplay or the story, more makes the games worth playing, I couldn't decide. The story in the Metal Gear Solid games are utterly fantastic and connected very well, and the gameplay is really deep and amazingly fun. Seriously, the stealth gameplay and the story are both incredible reasons to check these games out. I guess I should touch on the graphics. Despite the samey environments at times, the game looks great. For a 9-year-old game, it looks damn good. However, when there are too many things going on screen, slowdown will occur. As you've probably been able to tell from this video, the soundtrack's really good. Seriously, Metal Gear Solid 3 has a fantastic soundtrack. While most of the time it's atmospheric pieces, it occasionally has those really fast-paced and catchy ones, but overall the soundtrack is great. And most of the tracks used in this review were from the soundtrack, with some obvious exceptions. Quite honestly, I can call Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater one of my favorite games of all time. Superb stealth gameplay, a fantastic story, great visuals even for a 9-year-old game, and an amazing soundtrack. You owe it to yourself to pick this game up. It's available on PS3, the PlayStation Vita, and Xbox 360 through the HD re-releases. It's also available on 3DS through a remake, but my favorite version still remains to be the PS2 original. This game's a classic. Go pick it up. It's honestly fantastic. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I guess that's all I have to say about Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. One of my favorite games of all time, and I hope you've enjoyed this review. Next time, I don't know what I'm going to cover, but I'm sure it'll be another PS2 classic from my childhood. Have a great day, and thank you guys for watching.